Okay, hello everybody. So as I had promised, gagawan ko 'to ng video. Ito yung part 2 nung ni-live ko kahapon, September 2026. Alright, kasi as I have said, hindi pa ako nagbibigay ng PPT or PDF. Okay, so I mas prefer ko na gawan na lang siya ng video para mapanood nyo pa ulit. Okay? Ma-review nyo ulit. Okay? So, once again, this is Gurography. It's a free let review hub. So, sa mga paulit-ulit na nagtatanong, Gurography pa ang pangalan ko sa TikTok, sa Facebook, at saka sa YouTube. Alright? So, every day we have, from Monday to Fridays, may mock boards tayo. So, alternate yan. So, for this week, for example, it's Prof Ed, and then the next week will be Gen Ed. Ganon. Alright. And also, nagpapa-enroll na po ako ngayon ng for social science major. So, if social science major ka, you can avail. Okay? It's very cheap. It's just 249 and it's a 5-month review already. Okay? So, ito, general education ulit. Okay? Ito yung mga questions na lumabas noong September 2025. Alright? So, this is Smarter Together with Miss KF, and I landed top 4 sa SPLE June 2025. Okay. So, disclaimer lang, kasi may mga nagka-question na, hindi naman to yung options na lumabas, ganyan, hindi naman ito yung tanong na lumabas, ganyan, ganyan. Yung mga ibang question, hindi po verbatim, okay? But the answer is there, the essence is there. Alright? Yung mga options din minsan, pinapalitan ko kasi linalagay ko yung mga karaniwan din na pwedeng lumabas, okay? So, yung mga nambabash, wag kayong magalit, okay? Mag-exam na kayo, magiging future teachers na kayo, okay? Wag ganun. Okay. So let's start with number 1. Which of the following energy sources generates electricity with the lowest life cycle carbon emissions? Okay. So letter A, natural gas. Letter B, solar photovoltaic. All right. Letter C, nuclear power. And letter D, coal. Alright, so, ang sagot po natin dyan ay nuclear power. Alright? Okay, when I research about this, ang lowest daw talaga na lowest carbon footprint is wind. But then, wala daw wind doon sa options, sa choices, okay? So, ang sagot niyan ay nuclear power. Okay, so may nagtanong din sa TikTok na nag-live ako, bakit hindi yung solar photovoltaic, right? So, ang solar photovoltaic kasi is, tawag dun, nag-e-emit lang siya ng very, very low na carbon emission dun sa pag-process ba, like from manufacturing, sa pag-install, okay? But when it generates electricity, wala na siya. Zero na yung yung carbon emission niya because it uses the solar power. Okay? All right. Number 2, which of the following is considered a renewable alternative energy source? Okay, so A, coal, letter B, natural gas, letter C, solar power, and letter D, petroleum. All right, so ang sagot po dyan ay solar power. Right? So maraming na-confuse din sa natural gas. Okay? It's just called natural gas kasi galing siya sa mga remains ng plants and animals. Okay? Na parang naging yung mga fossils ba noon. So it's still yung coal, natural gas, and petroleum, they are all fossil fuels. Alright? And non-renewable sila kasi it takes millions of years para ma-replenish. Okay? But solar power, yung power from the sun, it's always there. So that is why it belongs to renewable alternative energy source. Okay? Together with wind. All right. And water, hydro. Okay, number 3. In biological classification, which is the lowest and most specific standard hierarchy? Letter A, genus. Letter B, family. Letter C, species. And letter D, order. Okay? So, ang sagot po dyan ay species. Okay? How do you call that? ito yung itong mga questions na 'to is the second part, okey, meron pa tayong third part pero 20 points na lang siya, alright? Ito yung mga lumabas nung September 2025, okay? So, I also have 4 videos na na-post ko na sa TikTok na lumabas nung June 2025 naman yung SPLE namin. So, you can check it out. Alright, so yes, ang sagot ay species, okay? So, ito yung ano, mnemonics. Okay, so silly gorillas fight over crunchy pulutan knocking drunkards. Okay? So may nag-comment noon sa kahapon sa TikTok ko na lumabas daw ang domain. Ang domain naman yung highest hierarchy naman. Okay? Sa major. Okay? So it's domain. Number 4, a roller coaster car going down a hill is a classic example of energy being converted from letter A, potential to kinetic, letter B, kinetic to potential, letter C, potential to electrical, and D, chemical to potential. Okay. So, before ko i-reveal yung answer, okay, i-discuss na lang natin itong mga different types of energy. Kasi lagi siyang lumalabas, pero syempre, iniba-iba nila yung question, okay? Pero lagi siyang lumalabas talaga. Um, I I reviewed for 10 months. Okay, so may mga study bodies ako na nag-exam nung March 2025, tapos ako na nag-exam nung June 2025, and then ngayong mga study bodies ko na nag-exam ngayong September 2025, and talagang laging lumalabas. Okay, so let's understand. Okay, so yung potential, pag potential pa lang, di ba? May potential siya. Okay, so it means yung body is at rest, okay? So hindi pa siya gumagalaw or not doing anything. Yung kinetic naman, okay, yung pinaka ano niya diyan is yung pinaka clue niya is pag motion or pag may movement. Okay? So yun nga sabi niya moving car, falling ball, okay, yung umiikot na fan. Yan yung umiikot na fan laging lumalabas din yan, okay? Sa mga mockboards. Okay. Electrical, okay? Alam naman natin yung pag nagmo-move na yung mga electrical charges, okay? Yung then the use of electricity, right? So, ito yan, yung electricity powering a light bulb, right? A computer, okay? Your laptop, okay? Your phone. And then, of course, yung chemical is yung may mga nare-release na chemical substances, okay, na nagkakaroon na ng chemical reactions, okay? So, like food, energy from food, yung batteries, laging lumalabas yun, yung batteries. Okay, batteries is, parang ito March 2025, lumabas yung ano yung energy from ano, yung from batteries is chemical, lumabas siya, alright? So, of course, ang sagot niyan ay potential to kinetic, okay? Because a roller coaster going down, so it start from rest, okay? And then, bumaba siya. So, rest, potential, and then nag-move siya, kinetic. Alright? Number 5. The force that attracts a body toward the center of the earth is called A, magnetic force, letter B, frictional force, letter C, gravitational force, and letter D, electrostatic force. Okay, feeling ko very easy ito sa inyo. Okay, so ang sagot niyan ay gravitational force. Alright? Okay, alam natin yan, gravity. Okay? Gravity ka. Alright, so alam naman natin yung magnetic force and yung sa attraction and repellent, di ba, ng ano, two sides of the ano. And then yung frictional force, yan yung pag between two surfaces, di ba, yung nagkakagasgasan, alright? Frictional. Alright, and electrostatic force, yung movement ng electrons, okay? So, ma-share ko lang, yun sa, cause I work abroad, so eto lagi yung electrostatic force pag winter, di ba? Yung kahit walang contact, tapos nagkukuryentehan na lang kayo, maririnig mo talaga, gaganon. Tapos ang sakit talaga, sa mukha, lahat. Alright? Even sa pag-open nung ano, pag-open ng taxi. Alright, number 6, an animal that hunts and eats other animals is called letter A, producer, letter B, prey, letter C, predator, and letter D, scavenger. Alright, so ang sagot niyan ay, of course, predator, okay? So, lions, may mga yan, yung mga predators, okay? And then, yung mga prey, yung mga nakaharm or yung mga nasasaktan, char, yan, or nakakain, alright? And alam natin, yung mga scavengers, sila usually yung mga kumukuha ng ano, ng mga dead or decaying, right? Na ano, na ng mga bagay-bagay, okay? When it comes to animals, ha? All right. All right, number 7. When you touch a metal spoon that is sitting in a hot pot or soup, your hand gets warm due to A, convection, letter B, radiation, letter C, conduction, and letter D, insulation. Masaklap. Kailangan uminom lagi ng water. Okay. All right. Yes. So, of course, ang answer niyan ay conduction. Okay? So, i-explain ko ulit kasi laging lumalabas din tong mga to. Okay? And parang andali mo lang siyang intindihin pero gaya namin nun sa SPL, ilinagay nila sa mga sitwasyon na hindi ka, ang hirap pumili. Okay? All right. Okay. So, let's start with conduction. So, yung conduction is laging may contact. Okay, physical contact, okay? Ito nung lumabas ng March 2025 is yung scorching heat, 'di ba? Against scorching ano um feet tapos against sand. Okay, so yun ang lumabas. So that was the answer was conduction. Okay? So laging may physical contact yung conduction. Okay, yung convection naman yung movement of fluids. Okay, when we say fluids, hindi lang po siya yung liquid. Okay, it includes liquid and gas. Okay? So yun nga, for example, pag yung water, 'di ba, pag yung kettle pag nagbo-boil, 'di ba? So hindi mo kailangang hawakan yung kettle para mapaso, 'di ba? So ilagay mo lang sa kinda above yung kamay mo and then makakaramdam ka na ng heat because it's the movement of gas, all right? Or liquid then. All right? And radiation, of course, usually pag sinasabi nilang um, yung radiation usually is yung tanong doon is pag nababanggit yung sun. Okay? Yeah, and that is called radiation. Okay? Number 8. In the hierarchy of language, which of these is the smallest distinct unit of sound? Okay, letter A, morpheme, letter B, phonics, letter C, syllable, and letter D, phoneme. Okay, and the answer there is phoneme. Okay, so nung sa live ko sa TikTok, marami pang nagkamali yan, and it's okay. Okay, sabi nga nila, okay lang na magkamali dito basta tumama sa actual. So, ang lagi niyong isipin pag nag-start na ng okay, it's all about sound, all right? So phoneme, yung sagot. Okay, pag unit of speech or yung word, okay, it's morpheme. Okay? All right. Like for example, tong phonics, 'di ba? Study of possible speech sounds, okay? Still, because it starts with okay? Phonics, phonology, right? Okay? Phonetics, ganon. Alright. And of course, yung syllable, alam natin, yung unit of pronunciation. Okay, like for example, unbreakable. So, ilang units yon? Ilang syllable yon? Parang ganon. Okay, number 9. Who is known as Makata ng Manggagawa? Okay, poet of the workers. Okay, A. Jose Corazon de Jesus. Letter B. Francisco Balagtas. Letter C. Amado V. Hernandez. And letter D. Alejandro Abadilla. Okay? So, ang sagot niyan ay Amado V. Hernandez. Okay, ito yung sinabi nung study buddy ko kasi nung nagre-review kami, grabe talaga, we were very, very, parang walang araw na hindi kami more than, 50 or 100 na tanong. Lagi kaming nagpapa-quiz ba sa amin, kaya very, very active kami. Okay, so yung mga yung mga kasama ko were high raters also anong March 2025. And hopefully may mag-top sa mga study buddies ko ngayong September 2025. So ito kasi maalala ko kasi ito yung isang pinag-usapan namin and lumabas ngayon. So very happy yung isang friend namin. So, eto din yung mga notable works niya, okay, na lumalabas din, na encounter din namin sa Macboard, yung mga ibong mandaragit. Sabi niya, sino daw yung sumulat sa mga ibong mandaragit? Okay, so the answer is still Amado V. Hernandez and Luha ng Buhaya. Ito yung sa Poet of the Workers because yung parang dinedepict niya yung karaniwang buhay, yung mga pasakit, mga ganun ng common workers, and he he showed that, okay, he did it through yung niya na luha ng buwaya. Okay? So yung mga ibong mandaragit, it's more on social political, okay? Because na ano siya na he was imprisoned, okay? And that is why sinulat niya yan. Alright, so ito yung Jose Corazon de Jesus, okay? Hussein Batute, Hari ng Balagtasan, okay? So, pag Hari ng Balagtasan, Jose Corazon de la Cruz. Pag Prinsipe, okay? Prinsipe ng Balagtasan, si Francisco Balagtas. Alright? Alright. Itong si Jose de la Cruz, lagi lang lumalabas. So, lumabas din to noong September 2025. Sino daw si Joseng Sisiu? Okay? Yan. Yan ang tanong doon. And also, he is known as Hari ng Makatang Tagalog. Okay? So, screenshot nyo na yan or i-memorize nyo. Ganun talaga. May mga kailangang i-memorize and then may mga kailangang i-master. Okay, Nick Joaquin, a national artist of the Philippines, was best known for being a single genre novelist, letter A versatile writer who mastered fiction, nonfiction, and playwriting. C, a poet who only wrote in English. Letter D, a journalist who never explored cultural themes. Okay? So, ang sagot niyan is a versatile writer who mastered fiction, non-fiction, and playwriting. Okay? So, hindi ko alam kung ano yung talagang eksaktong lumabas na tanong, na answer doon sa ngayong September 2025. But definitely, lumabas tong word na a versatile writer. Okay? And he indeed is a versatile writer. Okay? Kasi, yun nga, non-fiction siya, he's also a playwright, right? Fiction, ganun. And he's also a journalist. Okay. Ito yung mga lumalabas naman. Yung can we say it? Ang pinaka-famous na non-fiction niya is The Woman Who Had Two Novels. Okay. And then, ito din, lumalabas din to. Gasgas na to na tanong. Yung who, ano yung, hindi ko maalala yung verbatim na question. Pero, pinaka-gist niya is sino yung gumawa ng a portrait of the artist as Filipino, okay? Sino yung nagsulat nito? Okay, so sinulat niya to as a playwright, okay? And a playwright is someone who writes scripts, mga drama, mga ganon, okay? Um, Siyempre, a single genre novelist, hindi na yan. Marami nga siyang genre eh. Ang letter C, a poet who only wrote in English. Okay, ang mali naman niya dyan is, English talaga yung ginagamit niya. Itong si Nick Joaquin. Okay? But then, hindi rin naman siya poet. Alright, hindi siya poet. Okay, and letter D, a journalist who never explored cultural themes. Maling-mali din siya. Kasi, yes, he is a journalist also. Pero yung tutok niya talaga is yung sa cultural and historical themes. Okay. Yung mga ibang lumalabas din na tanong is kung ano yung parang, how do you call that? Um, yung alias niya, yung parang ganon. And it is Quijano de Manila. Alright? And yung isa pang lumalabas is sino yung nagtackle ng Spanish-Filipino culture. Okay? It's also Nick Joaquin. Alright? Number 11, what is the key difference between rhyme and rhythm? Okay, A, rhyme is about sound patterns while rhythm is about beats. Letter B, rhythm is about word meaning while rhyme is about repetition. Letter C, they are the same thing. And letter D, rhyme is visual, rhythm is auditory. Okay, and our answer is letter A. Rhyme is about sound patterns while rhythm is about beats. Okay, so yung alam naman natin yung rhyme, 'di ba? Yung nag-aano yung how do you call that? Nag nagra-rhyme. Hindi ako makaisip ng ibang word, okay? Nagtutugma yung sound, okay? So the cat sat on the mat, cat and mat, okay? So they both end in at. All right, yung rhythm naman is yung beats siya, okay? It's about beats kasi, how do you call that? Uh, yung stress and unstress, okay? Yung stress and unstressed is na pattern, okay? Is gumagawa siya ng beats, okay? Like for example, the cat sat on the mat, okay? Stressed. Stress yung the. Unstressed yung the, stressed yung cat. Okay? Unstressed yung sat, and then stress yung on. Okay? So, nai-stress marami palang stress ang rhythm. Okay, number 12, aling bantas ang ginagamit upang ipakita na ang isang salita, parilala o pangungusap ay sinipi or di tuwirang sinabi? Okay, letter A, pananong, B, panaklong, letter C, panipi, and letter D, tuldok. Okay? So, may mga nagkamali pa 'to nung sa kahapon nung pina-live ko sa TikTok. Alright, and the answer is panipi. Andun na nga po yung sinipi, okay? Or di tuwirang sinabi, okay? Panipi is the open and close quotation. 'Di ba for example yung sinabi, for example sabi ni sabi ni Rizal, ang taong di marunong magmahal, ganyan-ganyan, 'di ba? And then we use the panipi, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Because the writer or the speaker is not the one who directly said that. Hindi siya yung nag-direct quote yan or di tuwirang sinabi. Okay? And that is why it's called panipi. All right. Number 13, the abbreviation BC stands for A, before Christ, letter B, before century, letter C, before common era, and letter D, beginning calendar. Pasensya sa lagi kong umiinom kasi lagi nadadry yung throat ko. Alright, and the answer is before Christ. Noong March 2025, di ko na maalala kung BC yung lumabas or Anno Domini. Okay, so kaya dinagdag ko na lang din. Alright, kaya nga it's very important also to learn the concepts. Okay, kasi wag tayong umasa sa mga super verbatim na question. Kasi even though lumabas din yung question na yun, minsan binabaliktad talaga. Alright, so BC means before Christ. Okay, sorry. Yung BC, it's the same with BCE, okay? I mean, the meaning is the same, before common era, okay? Yan. All right? But then, kaya sinasabi na BC because this is against yung ano niya, or no, not against, in relation doon sa birth ni Jesus Christ. So he said that's why it's called before Christ. So before Christ, parehas ng BCE. BC, BCE, it's the same. Alright? Itong ano, Domini, okay, it's also the same, the same din yung meaning na common era. Alright? Anno Domini is after Christ, right? And then it's common era. So ulitin natin, before Christ, the same or synonymous with BCE, before common era. And then Anno Domini, which is after Christ, is the same or synonymous with common era. Aling salitang may laguhan na panlapi? A, maganda, letter B, kumain, letter C, ibinigay, and letter D, aralin. Alright. Alright. So, I think nagkamali ako sa sinulat ko dyan. Kasi, ang laguhan, alright, ang laguhan is, meron siya yung lahat ng klase ng panlapi, di ba? Unlapi, gitlapi, at hulapi. Okay? So, how do you call that? Na careless-an ko to. Okay? Na careless-an ko to. But no, na ang laguhan means, as I have said, merong uh, gitna, meron siyang unlapi, gitlapi, at hulapi. Okay? Like for example, mm, mabigyan, magbigayan. Ayan, yan, magbigayan. Hindi pa rin. Alright? Ipagpasalamatan. Nag-effort talaga. But you know that, okay? Alright, kasi ang maganda, okay, the root word of maganda is ganda. Okay, so the panlapi is ma, right? So it's unlapi only. Okay, ito namang kain. The root word here is kain. So the panlapi here is and it is nasa gitna siya. Okay, so this is wrong. Okay, aral. Okay, aral is the root word, and then in is the hulapi. Alright? Number 15, ang salitang tsokolate, channel at tsinelas ay tinatawag na A, digrapo, letter B, cluster, letter C, diptongo, and letter D, patinig. Alright, and the answer here is digrapo. Okay? So, pwede talagang nakakalito yung digrapo at saka cluster. Okay? Kasi yung digrapo at cluster, usually not usually, magkatabing katinig or consonants. Right? Magkatabi siya. Okay? But, sa digraph kasi is, yung magkakatabing consonants will produce one sound. Alright? Like for example, chinelas. So the TS, you don't say to sinelas, hindi naman, di ba? So it's chinelas. So the TS sounds ch as one sound, right? Okay, for example, din shampoo, okay? So the SH sounds as sh. Alright? So one sound lang siya, okay? But cluster is magkakadikit din, okay? Like for example, um bring, BR. Okay, bring me. Okay, so it's cluster because yung B at saka R, it's not one sound, all right? Like from B and then R, burr. Okay, so that is cluster. Okay, yung diphthongo naman, ah, ito nga, yung malapatinig, okay? Yung patinig na sinusundan ng malapatinig, okay? So, okay, so for example, itong patinig is I, and then malapatinig is W. So, ew, right? Okay, ang marami lang na ano na naalala ko nung September 2025, nag-aano sila kung ano yung may diphthong. Is it shampoo or rain? Alright? Because ang naisip nila yung shampoo, 'di ba? Dalawa din namang ano 'yon, alright? Okay, but the ano kasi doon, the difference kasi, the answer there by the way is rain. Okay? Because sa diphthong, dapat merong parang glide ng sound. Okay? So for example, yung shampoo, wala namang nag-glide doon sa OO, 'di ba? Shampoo. Ganon. Pero sa rain is yung A, okay, rain, 'di ba? Yung from A tapos nag-glide sa I na sound, so rain. Alright, so that is it. Okay, and of the patinig, of course, simply, they are vowels. Alright? Yung sa cluster pala, at saka ano, sa digraph, dapat nasa iisang syllable sila. Okay? Para ma-identify mo kung asan doon yung digraph at saka cluster. Okay? One syllable siya dapat. Alright? Number 16, aling panlapi ang karaniwang idinadagdag sa unahan ng salitang ugat? A. Gitlapi. Letter B. Hulapi. Letter C. Unlapi. D. Kabilaan. Okay. Okay. So, ewan ko na lang kung may magkakamali pa dito. Okay? Unahan na nga sa unlapi. Do you still need mnemonics here? Okay, gitna. Hulapi is, ano, um, huli. Alright? Okay, so, but, you may think na napaka-easy lang naman yung mga ganito, but syempre dun sa actual pagod ka na, 'di ba? And then pressured ka pa. Ganun. So minsan parang hindi mo naiintindihan yung question. Okay? So just relax during the actual exam. All right? Number 17, ano ang panlapi sa salitang nagdasal? A, nag, letter B, letter C, al, and letter D, walang panlapi. Okay? Alright. Okay. So, of course, ang sagot dyan ay nag. Okay. Wala namang dyan. Okay. Yung al, hindi naman siya panlapi. Okay. It's part of the root, root word. Okay. So, ganyan lang talaga yung mga tanong dun sa, sa actual. Okay. You just have to keep on going back to the question kung medyo, kayo. Huwag kayo nang mamadaling magsagot, okay? Yan yung pinaka natutunan ko sa 10 months na review ko. Kasi nung bago-bago, ang bilis-bilis kong magsagot, yung madali ako maboard. Okay? And then I learned my lesson kasi lagi akong mali-mali. Ayan, ganyan. So yan din yung isa sa matututunan nyo sa pagre-review, okay? It's not only to know facts, okay, and master concepts, okay, but also yung discipline. Okay, number 18. In Rizal's poem to the flowers of Heidelberg, what is the primary reason the speaker asked the flowers to carry his greetings to his native land? Letter A, he wants the flowers to beautify the Philippine landscape. Letter B, he is homesick and uses the flowers as a symbolic bridge to his homeland. Letter C, he believes German flowers are superior and wants to introduce them to the Philippines. Letter D, he is instructing a botanist on how to transport plant samples. All right. Okay, so yung mga options na naman po ha, hindi po to yung mga options na lumabas sa nung September 2025, okay? Ay nako, baka may mga away na naman sa akin. Okay, pero yung homesick na word is there. All right? Okay. Yan ang word na lumabas sa actual exam nung September 2025. Kaya yan ang linagay ko. Okay? Sa letter B, ang sagot is, he is homesick and uses the flowers as a symbolic bridge to his homeland, which is true, which is nabasa ko. Okay? Very obvious naman yung sagot kasi the tanong itself, okay, it's talking about a symbolic, okay? Ito yung sabi niya, the speaker, that is Jose Rizal, asked the flowers to carry his greetings. Alright? So, alam na naman na ano, symbolic lang or metaphoric lang siya. Okay? Alright. Okay, teka lang at nalulobat ako. Okay, sorry, sorry. In a while, in a while. Okay, number 19. I die without seeing... Oh, teka lang ha. Teka lang. Hindi talaga. Sorry. Nalobat ako eh. Alright. I die without seeing dawn's light shining on my country. All right. You who will see it, welcome it for me. Don't forget those who fell during the night time. Okay? So, ito yung excerpt from Jose Rizal. Okay? Sa kanyang No Limit Tangere. Okay? So, the excerpt, without seeing the dawn from Jose Rizal's No Limit Tangere means, A, the speaker is afraid of the dark. B, the speaker will die before achieving freedom for his country. Letter C, the speaker regrets not waking up early in the morning. And letter D, the speaker is blind and cannot see the sunrise. Right? And what is your answer? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the answer is the speaker will die before achieving freedom for his country. Okay, indeed. Kasi ito yung part dun sa Noli Me Tangere where nag-uusap Elias. Si Elias yung nagsabi nito. Nag-uusap si Elias at saka si Ibarra. Okay? So si Elias was fatally wounded by the Spanish guards. Okay? So sinasabi niya, kinakausap niya si Ibarra na yun nga mamamatay ako without seeing uh, the light, okay? Naano nga ako dun eh, parang naiyak ako nung nabasa ko yun. Okay, because yung dawn is the future, okay? And that future is achieving freedom. Okay. Yan. Naiyak talaga ako nun nung nabasa ko yun, nung nagre-review ako. Number 20, in his essay, The Philippines, a Century Hence, Jose Rizal made several predictions about the future of the country. Which of the following was not one of his central predictions? Okay, A, Spain could not prevent the inevitable education and progress of the Filipino people. Letter B, the Philippines would eventually gain its independence through revolution or peaceful means. Letter C, the United States would emerge as the new colonial power after Spain. And letter D, if Spain continued its oppressive policies, it would eventually lose the Philippines. Okay? Alright. So, ang sagot po niyan ay the United States would emerge as the new colonial power after Spain. Alright? So, eto, i-identify ko na din kasi binasa ko yung mga predictions niya. Okay? So, yung letter A, it's under education and social reforms. Tsaka yung B and C is under social-political. Alright? And ito yung mga other predictions niya. Basahin nyo na lang. Okay? Basahin nyo na lang siya. Ito yung like economic progress, industrialization, chu. All right? Okay. Ito yung another version of the question naman. Ito yung sagot, ito naman yung lumabas sa September 25. Yung sagot lang ha, ang lumabas. Okay, pinalitan ko lang ulit. Okay? So, ang lumabas doon is China will colonize Philippines. Okay, so ito yung sagot. Ngayong September 2025. Alright. Naulit ko pa yan. Number 21. During Jose Rizal's exile in Dapitan, he exemplified civic engagement. Which of the following was a significant contribution he made to the community? Okay, A, he led a secret revolutionary society against the Spanish authorities. Okay, letter B, he focused solely on writing his novels and refused to interact with the townspeople. Letter C, he established a school, a hospital, and implemented a water system for the town. Letter D, he lived the life of a wealthy plantation owner and retired from public service. All right. Alright? So, of course, ang alam naman natin yan, so, and tingnan nyo din, very negative yung mga iba, okay? So, ang sagot niya na ay, letter C, he established a school, a hospital, and implemented a water system for the town, which is true, okay? Yung school niya is a school for the boys. Alright? 16 daw na boys ang nag-aral doon, and they all came from wealthy family. Kaya yung hospital niya, yeah, so may mga ginamit daw niya yung surgical skills niya, alright? And yes, yung water system in Talisay, sa kanya po yon, okay? So ito naman, yung he lived the life of a wealthy plantation owner, alam naman natin na hindi, right? Hindi siya naging wealthy doon, alright? Yung he led a secret revolutionary society. Ayaw nga niya ng revolution. Okay? And letter B, of course, kinontradict na niya talaga yung what we know about Rizal, which is hindi siya ganyan. He didn't focus on writing. Wala nga siyang sinulat na novel doon, di ba? Indeed, what happened indeed was nakipag-interact siya sa mga tao doon. Number 22. What is the correct chronological order of Jose Rizal's following works from earliest to latest? Okay, number 1, El Filibusterismo. 2, Mi Ultimo Adios, My Last Farewell. 3, Filipinas Dentro de 100 Años. Okay, or it's called The Philippines a Century Hence. And 4 is Hala Juventud Filipina. Okay, to the Filipino youth. Okay, so A, 4312. B, 3412. Letter C, 2143. And letter D, 4132. Alright? And the answer is 4312. Okay, so yung maraming ganito din nung SPLE namin, siguro 2 to 3. Okay, 2 to 3 na i-order mo din. So, alam naman natin kung talagang nag-review ka din. So, alam mo na yung Mi Ultimo Adios, yun yung sinulat niya, 'di ba? Na before the eve before his death, right? So, automatic yung Mi Ultimo Adios nasa last, all right? Yung Ala Juventud Filipina, okay, alam natin na he wrote it when he was 18 years old, and he was studying in UST. Okay, so sinulat niya to sa youth as hope of the fatherland. Okay, so ang pag-iisipan mo na lang talaga, ano kaya yung nauna, di ba? Yung Filipinas dentro de 100 años or Mi Ultimo or El Filibusterismo. Okay? So here it is. Yung Filipinos dentro de 100 años, he wrote it between 1889 to 1980 kasi 4 parts yon. So that's why it took a year. Okay? And yung El Filibusterismo is 1891. Alright? And itong Noli Me Tangere, na-memorize ko ta dati yung 1887 tsaka 1891 naman yung El Filibusterismo. So, linagay ko lang dyan kasi baka next time, wala naman yung iba. Okay, Noli Me Tangere yung sulat. Okay, so always remember, 188 na una yung Noli Me Tangere. Kaya ang maalala ko pa noon, nung SPLE June 2025 is parang sa chronological naman, based on yung parang most important work niya. Okay, so ang magkakalabanan lang naman doon is yung kung El Filibusterismo ba or Noli Me Tangere. Okay, but hindi ko dinagdag dun sa videos ko na lumabas nung June 2025 kasi hindi ko alam yung sagot. Okay, because I tried na maghanap talaga yung sources kung ano yung mas importante, 'di ba? Kasi mahirap naman na opinion ko lang. Okay, and wala talaga, so there. Okay. Hindi ko na dinagdag. Okay, number 23. Juan Luna is to Spoliarium as farm-related arts is to A. Ben Cabrera, letter B. Fernando Amorsolo, letter C. Eduardo Castrillo, and letter D. Napoleon Bueva. Okay. So, dito mo din naman like nung nag-take ako ng actual exam, I realized talaga na nakakasagot ka kasi pinagtatagpi-tagpi mo yung mga bits and pieces ng na-review mo. Okay? So ito, for example, kahit hindi mo naaral nung word na farm-related arts is si Fernando Amorsolo. Okay, ang laging lumalabas sa mockboards kay Fernando Amorsolo is ano siya sa depicting rural life. Okay? Yung mga mga harvesting, yung mga gano'n. So, alam mo na, kahit papaano is masa-surmise mo na farm-related arts siya. Okay? Lumabas din tong si Fernando Amorsolo nung SPLE namin. And the question is, sino yung kilalang grand old man? Alright? Okay. Tong si Ben Cabrera naman, okay, and I wish to visit yung ano niya, yung museum niya dito sa Baguio. Okay? So ang laging lumalabas sa kanya is sino yung nag-paint sa ano sa series na sa Belle. Okay? So Ben Cab, Ben Sab. Okay, yun na lang ang mnemonics niyo, Ben Sab, Ben Cab. All right. And also, kung hindi mo talaga din alam or ano is pwede mo din talaga ma-cancel to kasi we know, okay, if nagre-review ka is si Eduardo Castrillo and Abueva, okay, nasa sculpting sila na field. Alright? So si Eduardo Castrillo, he is called the master of metal, okay? And then si Napoleon Abueva is father of modern Philippine sculpture. Alright? Okay, so ito yung ano, ito yung isang ano ni Grand Old Man. Okay, ito yung title niya is Harvesting Rice. So meron siyang planting rice and harvesting rice. 24. The 1987 Philippine Constitution enshrines the principle of the state's supreme ownership and control over lands of the public domain, waters, minerals, coal, petroleum, other natural resources, and the nation's flora, fauna, and other wildlife. What is this principle officially termed? Okay, A, patrimony, B, regalian doctrine, letter C, sovereign domain, and letter D, national heritage. Okay, and ang sagot po niyan dyan ay yung patrimony. Okay, and it is in the 1987 Constitution, nasa Article 12 siya. Okay, and this statement nasa Section 2 siya. Okay, so national economy and patrimony. Okay, so ang tinatanong kasi diyan is yung principle. Okay, so indeed, yung patrimony is the overarching principle. Okay, yung regalian doctrine naman, ito yung kumbaga yung pinakalo, okay, na nagste-state na sa atin lahat ng natural resources within our territory. Okay? So parang kumbaga this is our legal law, okay, na pinagbabasehan. Alright? So yung sovereign domain, syempre alam na natin, yung sovereign domain yung ano natin, yung right natin to govern. Alright? And yung national heritage, alam na natin, yung mga na ipapasa-pasa sa atin. Okay? National heritage. Alright, number 25. Following his arrest in 1892 for alleged links to the revolutionary movement, Dr. Jose Rizal was exiled by the Spanish colonial government to a remote town. Despite this, he remained highly productive, establishing a school, a hospital, and engaging in scientific studies and civic projects. Where was this place of exile? Okay, letter A, Dapitan, letter B, Fort Bonifacio, letter C, Madrid, and letter D, Bagumbayan. Okay, and of course the answer is Dapitan. Okay, so nung nagre-review ako, parang gasgas nagas siyempre alam na alam mo na, ano, na-excel siya sa Dapitan. And then one time, may na-encounter ako na mock, alright, or a question na, saan ba yung Dapitan? And all I know na yung Dapitan, all my life, okay? I thought yung Dapitan na sa part ng NCR, okay? So it's not pala, it's Zamboanga Peninsula, okay? So namali ako doon, okay? So kaya mahilig ako naglalagay dyan ng mga facts, okay? Kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung lalabas. Okay, malay mo, ang lalabas pala is asan yung Dapitan. Alright? Ang Fort Santiago naman, yan, nung nagre-review din ako, nung bago-bago ko, hindi ko alam na sa Fort Santiago pala dinala after Dapitan and he was, meron siyang selda, dun siya nakulong. Okay, at doon siya kinuha for the ano for execution. So I didn't even know that. All right. So nalaman ko na nagre-review na ako. Okay? Because hindi po ako edu graduate. Okay? I'm a unit earner. And Fort Santiago is Intramuros, Manila. All right? Madrid, alam na natin hindi 'yan, okay? Bakit naman sa Madrid siya ano eh. Okay, and yung Bagong Bayan of course is now called Luneta Park or Rizal Park where he was executed. Number 26, UNESCO recognizes outstanding cultural and natural heritage around the world. Which of the following is recognized by UNESCO as an example of intangible cultural heritage of humanity? A. Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. Letter B. Baroque Churches of the Philippines. Letter C. Darangen. And letter D. Ifugao Rice Terraces. Okay, and of course, ang sagot natin dyan ay Darangen or Darangin siguro. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, so nung dinive ko to, tinanong ko, ano yung clue nyo dyan? Sabi ko, and a lot of them were saying intangible. Okay, which is good. Kasi yun talaga, dapat marunong kang mag-spot. Okay, kasi sa actual, mapapagod ka na eh, pagod ka na. Alright, so ang ginagawa ko dati, nag-spot na lang ako ng mga words, okay, that could serve as my clue. Okay, lalo na yung mga hindi ko naiintindihan na mga tanong tapos kahaba-haba. Alright, ganyan. Okay. Okay, and ito yung Darangen din is lumalabas talaga to. Pero ang tanong dun is yung ano yung epic poem of the Maranao people. Okay, it's Darangen or Darangen. Okay, so if you know how to pronounce it, pwede nyo i-comment. Okay, so next time I can pronounce it correctly. Okay, number 27. Which prestigious award is often referred to as Asia's Nobel Prize? Okay, letter A, the Ramon Magsaysay Award. Letter D, Gawad sa Manlilikha ng Bayan. Letter C, Presidential Medal of Merit. Letter D, Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature. Okay, so ang sagot po dyan ay the Ramon Magsaysay Award. Okay, so maalala ko din yung mga different versions here. Okay, kung halimbawa ma-encounter ko to is mahuhulaan ko din po because nga sa iba't ibang mga information na nakalap ko here and there. Okay, so and then I would be able to surmise. All right? Okay. So ang gawad sa manlilikha ng bayan, lumalabas din to. Okay, ito yung ito yung award na binibigay sa mga traditional artist para ma-encourage sila to continue the tradition. Okay, so for example yung uh, yung sa mambabatok, 'di ba? It's a traditional art, okay? Yan si Ginao Bilog, okay? Yan yung parang isa sa mga pinaka-popular na awardee. Okay, yung itong Presidential Medal of Merit, okay? Ito naman yung binibigay sa mga Filipinos or even for foreigners na who contributed mga outstanding, okay? Uh, mga outstanding and also mga mga may nagawang maganda sa ating bansa. Alright? Okay. Oh, kung walang Presidential Medal of Merit na naman doon sa option doon sa actual, wag niyo na naman akong awayin. Okay. Letter D, Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature. Okay. It is called Pulitzer Prize of the Philippines. Okay. So kung ang Asia's Nobel Prize is Ramon Magsaysay Award, yung Palangka naman is Pulitzer Prize of the Philippines. Meron naman kayong pwedeng maging mnemonics dyan, di ba? So Palangka starts with P, Pulitzer, Palangka, Pulitzer. Okay. So this is for literary works naman yung Carlos Palanca. Okay, ito yung another version of the question, okay? So, sabi nung friend ko, nakuha daw niya itong tanong na to because na na na-encounter niya tong tanong na to nung nagre-review siya. So, the Ramon Magsaysay Award is also considered as, okay, letter A, Asia's Nobel Prize, letter B, Asia's Peace Prize, letter C, Asia's Integrity Prize, and letter D, Asia's Only Prize. Natawa ako sa Asia's Only Prize. Alright, and ang sagot po dyan ay, of course, Asia's Nobel Prize. Okay, so yung sinasabi ko naman na kung bakit mahuhulaan ko na ang sagot dito is, the Ramon Magsaysay Award is, meron yung question na sabi niya na uh, itong Ramon Magsaysay Award daw is established by the uh, Rockefeller Brothers. Yan, and it is also known as mga ganun-ganun. So, yan yung Asia's Nobel Prize yung sagot na. Okay, number 28. Which of the following is not a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Philippines? A, Mayon Volcano. Letter B, Rice Terraces. Letter C, Subterranean River National Park. And letter D, Yellowstone National Park. Okay. All right. So, although may mali naman sa mga options din, 'di ba? Pero ganun talaga sa actual, okay? Do not, um, huwag kayong mag-expect na perfect yung mga tanong do'n, okay? So, tignan niyo na lang, i i-analyze niyo na lang yung tanong, okay? So, ang sinasabi niya, wala sa Pilipinas. So, alam naman natin Yellowstone National Park, okay? Kahit hindi mo alam yung, ano, yung Yellowstone National Park, which is in the US, for example, di ba? So, you can always surmise from yung word na Yellowstone, okay? So, parang wala naman sa Pilipinas. Alright, okay. So, I was saying, okay, na medyo may mali dito kasi itong Mayon volcano is not yet listed as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, nasa tentative list pa lang siya. Okay, so ito ginawa ko to. We only have six. Okay, as of now we only have six World Heritage Sites in the Philippines, and daming mga nasa tentative. Okay, pero hindi ko nalinista. Okay, so gumawa ako ng mnemonics. It's brave heroes race to protect Mount Hamigitan. All right. So one more time, brave heroes race to protect Mount Hamigitan. Okay. So B, of course, stands for Baroque churches. Okay. We have four. Okay. Meron tayong four na places for Baroque churches. Okay. It's not only in Ilocos Sur. Okay. Meron akong pinost na video about this one or mga slides. Okay, so pwede nyong i-check sa FB ko or dito sa TikTok. Alright, historical city of Vigan dapat to yung heroes. Okay, race is Rice Terraces, T to Bataha Reefs, P is Puerto Princesa, and then M for Mount Hamigitan. Alright. Okay, and number 29, the ancient Greek poet Homer is credited with composing letter A, the Aeneid and the Divine Comedy, letter B, the Iliad and the Odyssey, letter C, Metamorphosis and the Odes, letter D, the Republic and the Symposium. Okay? Okay. So, ang sagot po niyan ay si The Iliad and the Odyssey. Lumabas din to dun sa SPLE June 2025 namin. Kaya parang feeling ko hindi na naaalisin. Hindi na ba aalisin yun na PRC? Parang ba yung volume? Okay. Alright. So yun nga yung the Iliad, yung Iliad yun yung ano, yung about sa Trojan War. Yan yung Iliad. Tsaka yung Odyssey naman yun yung ano yung parang yung pag-uwi. Okay, yung pag-uwi ni Odysseus. Alright. Yan, The Republic and the Symposium, ito kay Plato I think to. Right? Yung Aeneid, kalimutan ko na kung sino yung yung Divine Comedy is si ano si Dante. Yan, the Enid. Uh, okay. Na mental block. Okay, okay. Right, but anyway, the answer here is the Iliad and the Odyssey. All right. All right. And number 30, what is the core concept of globalization? Okay, A, the isolation of national economies. Letter B, the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. Letter C, the focus on preserving local traditions without external influence. And letter D, the decline of international trade. Okay. Of course. And ang sagot niyan ay the process of interaction, globalization nga eh. So the process of interaction, integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. Okay. At saka kung halimbawa hindi mo man alam to, 'di ba? Yung palang A, C, and D, okay, they are all negative na, 'di ba? Yung isolation of national economies. Tapos ito, focus on preserving local traditions without external influence. Okay, without external influence. All right? At saka decline of international trade. Okay? Everything opposes the concept of globalization. All right? Okay. Thank you very much sa panonood, and I hope you will be able to watch all the videos that I just posted. And then kahit free review tayo for Prof. Ed and Jen, and I will try to put put as many videos as I can. All right? Okay, thank you very much.